And like, oh, that was less than graceful. What are you doing? Don't rub your face on those. Don't do it. Hey there, welcome back to my channel, X Stitch and Chill, my little corner of the internet where I talk about all things cross stitching and the shows, movies, and audiobooks I might be listening to and watching while I stitch. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. It means so much to me that you enjoy these stitchy updates and you come back every couple weeks to join me and hear about what I'm working on and what I'm watching. And I love hearing comments from you guys about recommendations, what you're enjoying. So please keep that feedback coming because it really helps me figure out what you guys want to watch and what kind of content I should make in the future. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kelsey. I am a cross stitcher. I am a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a fur mom. I'm also a huge TV and movie junkie, and I love true crime. I love comedy. I really don't complain about much of the things that I watch because I'm apparently very easy to please. Whether you're new here, a subscriber, or a returning viewer, I want to give you guys a really big thank you. We are almost to 500 subscribers on my YouTube channel and 1,000 watch hours, which just blows my mind because I absolutely love making this content. So I love seeing that you guys enjoy watching the content. With that big milestone in mind, I'm thinking about doing some kind of giveaway when we hit 500 subscribers. So tell your friends, and I'll have some details about that for the next FlossTube video. So thank you again. I have a few other fun milestones to share with you guys. I am now a Twitch affiliate. So if you've ever watched my Twitch streams, I am on Wednesday afternoons and Sunday afternoon evenings. And over there, I basically just work on what I'm working on and chat about anything and everything, TV shows, movies, cross stitch, any other kind of artsy, fartsy things. So join me there. I'll have the link in my description, and I love getting to connect with you guys in real time. So check that out. Okay. So the Giddy Stitcher calls these her crafter's logs. And I actually love that because it's like a captain's log, crafter log. I am the captain of my crafting ship. So it has been a crazy couple of weeks. I really haven't got as much stitching done as I would have hoped to get done. My daughter has been sick. She's had a pretty bad cold after she had some stomach bug, and so she's just kind of been down for the count. Luckily, I have somehow skated by again. I know a couple months ago she was really sick and I was like, oh, I'm getting taken down. It's only a matter of time, and miraculously I did not. And so knock on wood, I'm here again. So my daughter finally gets over being sick and we had to leave to go to Florida for my grandmother's celebration of life. She passed away last November, but we were all able to get together recently and celebrate her. And it was really fun just to spend time with our family and celebrate her. And it was 85 degrees in Florida. So thanks, Grandma, for the nice weather while we were there because it's been so cold in Colorado. And my daughter spent the entire weekend, like literally the entire weekend, in a pool. And she loved that. She's just like a little fish. But with all that going on, I don't think I quite got as much stitching done as I thought I was going to. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get so much done this weekend and I'm gonna get so much done these days. And things just kind of like blew up in my face. You know what they say about the best laid plans, right? So let's get into these updates. Finishes. Am I ever going to finish a project? Because it's starting to feel like it's never going to happen. I keep saying I should be finished by this in the next FlossTube and I'll be finished by the weekend, and it's lies. It's all lies. I'm sorry I lie to you. I don't do it on purpose, but I don't have any finishes to share with you. Hopefully by the next FlossTube I'll have another one for you. I don't know. But I do have lots of progress and a new start. So let's get into all of that fun stuff. But I do have a lot of progress on my whips, and I do also have a new start. So let's get to that. So my new start comes with a little bit of a story. My husband and I have been watching Formula One racing for several years before our daughter was born. So my new start comes with a little bit of a story. My husband and I have been watching Formula One racing for many years now. And recently I discovered a hashtag on Instagram called StitchF1, and it is hosted by Carrie in Stitches on Instagram. I'll put her name here and I'll also link her below. She basically has challenges for every race weekend. So there's 3 challenges. The first one is stitching the same amount of stitches as the race distance. The second one is stitching 200 stitches of your team colors. And the last one is stitching 10 stitches for every point your team gets that weekend. I am sitting around watching F1 and cross-stitching anyway, so why not have a little fun challenge to go with it? The first challenge can be on any project, but the colors needs to be your team colors. As an American, we don't really have anybody to root for at this point. There is a American F1 driver this year, so I had to pick a team. And I thought about picking a team that had blue in it because I tend to stitch a lot of blue, but I decided that maybe I should actually root for somebody. Last year we were really hoping Ferrari would do well, and they were a mess. So this year I'm going back on the Ferrari train. So I had to make a new start because I have no red anything. I hardly ever stitch red. So I was like, okay, I need to find something that's mostly red. So I decided to do something that I would never really do, just for the challenge and the change, and that is doing more of a sampler style stitch. So I did end up getting the biscuit mill from Modern Folk Embroidery, and I'll put what it looks like right here. Theirs is in greens and stuff, but I obviously am doing red. So I have gotten started on there. This weekend is the first race, but last weekend there was testing. So there was 200 stitches of your team colors. But here is my progress. It's a little more than 200 stitches, but that's the top corner that I've gotten started on. And this pattern is only about 6,000 stitches. So it's not too crazy, it's not huge, it's not gonna take forever, but hopefully it will last me the whole season stitching in the red for Ferrari, specifically Charles Leclerc, but I do also like Carlos Sainz. But Leclerc, I would love to see Ferrari get their stuff together this year. I also wanted to try something a little different, so I am stitching this on a DMC silk, and I'm not sure how much I love it. I think I should just stick with cotton, man, because it's just hard because sometimes it doesn't stay tight, and this is a 14 count fabric that I just got on a huge a huge thing, and I just cut pieces off of it. So it's been a while since I've worked on 14 count even, but I wanted to try something different, and I figured this was something really good to just experiment with, and now we know. But I do like how shiny it is, and the red really pops, and it is a very Ferrari red. So I'm looking forward to stitching on this one, and I'm looking forward to being part of hashtag StitchF1. If you're an F1 fan and you want to join, check out Carrie in Stitches and the hashtag StitchF1. On to the works in progress. Bear with me, this is gonna be a long one. So I didn't bother to get this one out because I haven't stitched on it since my last FlossTube filming, and that's my Schitt's Creek Landmarks by Stitchy Time Designs, and I just haven't had time to get it out, and I've been trying to work on some smaller projects, but I think that one will come out in the next couple days, and I'll work on it for a little while to get some stuff done. I'm getting close to a page 2 finish on that one. So, oh no, I finished page 2. finished page 2. I finished page 2, so I'm going to start working on page 3, and I should get to a page 3 finish in the next couple of months if I work on it how I've been working on it. I have part of page 3 done just from stitching past page 2. So yeah, I didn't get it out because it looks the same, but it's there. It's still going to be in the rotation. The next one I've been working on a lot lately actually is my Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Starry Night stitch. And this one is charted by Thread Geeks, and it is designed by DJ Vigo. And these have all the Starry Night patterns on Thread Geeks have been retired, so you can't get this pattern anymore. So I'm really glad that I got it. It's stunning, and I absolutely love working on it because it's just so beautiful, and the colors working together is just, I love it. Anyway, so here's what it's going to look like. It has the whole entire thing. It is 12 by 15 inches, I believe. This is what it looked like on the last FlossTube, and I actually finished page 1, and I am well on my way into page 2. And if you're on my Twitch stream, I finished page 1 on the Twitch stream. So that was kind of exciting. But here is where I am now. So I moved the hoop, and I'm working down into these blues right here because like most of this is black. Most of that is black. So I am trying to kind of do some colors and have some fun before I get into the black, because the black is just going to take forever. There's a lot, like, and then page 3 down here is down here. Page 3 is mostly black. It's like 4,000 black stitches. So yeah, or other dark colors. There's like a really dark brown in here that kind of like goes along the edge of the black. So yeah, I've been really enjoying working on this one. It just is so pretty, and I love seeing the progress on it and seeing it like come together. So I think I've kind of been obsessively stitching on this one. And then I switched to Schitt's Creek, and I end up obsessively stitching on that one. So I love these full coverages, but I do want to finish one eventually, you know, like not a full coverage. Like I know I will eventually finish these full coverages, but I really want to finish like a project. I just want to be like, look, I did it. I finished. Yay. So the biggest contender for a finish is my Switch remotes. I took this one to Florida with me, and I got quite a bit done on the plane ride to Florida. But I ended up sleeping a lot on the plane ride back because we didn't get to sleep. We were in Florida for like less than 48 hours. So yeah, it was not exactly a relaxing trip. So I couldn't keep my eyes open on the plane, and I was able to sleep a little bit. So that was nice to get a little nap in. But this is where I was last time. And here is where I am now. So I kind of moved the hoop, and I'm working on, you know, my other remote is done now, and I'm working on the little rope strap right here. This rope strap over here is not quite done, and then there's a couple like random gray stitches in here as well, like a lighter gray. But this is where I am at the moment. I actually took a picture of this the other day for my February stitch update on Instagram, so I'll put a picture up here of what it looks like out of the hoop. I was just too lazy to put it in the hoop. You know, it's really hard work. It's like wrestling, you know, I gotta get all sweaty. Almost done. Hopefully we can get a finish here. Woo woo. My next whip is the Farming Magic Stitch Along by Flossie Fox Shop. And she just released part 3 yesterday. It looks like this. It's a little well, and there's a kitty and a little duckling and lots of flowers. Super cute. I'm excited to get started on part 3. And I finished part 2 just under the wire. I finished it on February 28th. So, and yeah, and then part 3 came out yesterday. So I finished with like 2 days to spare. But here is my finished part 2 with my little sheep and the chickens and the chickies. And then this is like a little bell up here and the fence as well. So I was able to finish that. And this is just like such a cute project. Like the colors make me happy. I like getting it out. I feel like a lot of my other projects are not like very happy colors. So I love this one. It's so cute. I'm excited to work on part 3, which is over on the side over here. So I'll have to move things around. But yeah, I'm excited about that one. It's so cute. And my last whip, I did not show it last FlossTube video because it's my temperature stitch and I feel like you don't need to see it all the time. But I am almost done with February. I actually only have 3 days of February left to stitch and then moving on to March. But this is what it's going to look like. And this pattern is by the Needle and Floss. And it goes in like a circle. Well, she did hers like diagonally and mine is going to go in like a spiral. So here is where I was last time, which I think I had started February or maybe I just finished January. I don't know. I didn't go back to look. But here is where I am now. So I've almost made the full circle around. I love doing the temperature stitch for Colorado because like the last couple of days of February that I haven't stitched yet. I mean, these ones, like this pink on the bottom over here is all days that were below 0. So we had like 3 nights in a row where we were below 0. And then the next stitch, like the next day, it's like 50 something degrees. And then I think the high for the whole entire month was 62. So this is what Coloradans call false spring because it suddenly gets very warm and you're like, oh, winter's over, it's spring. But we will still have like 3 or 4 heavy snowstorms before winter is actually over. We had a snowstorm a couple years ago in June. It was like June 8th and it was dumping snow. So you never know with Colorado. And that's why I think this temperature stitch is going to be really fun because I'm excited to kind of look back and see like these bright green colors right next to like a dark purple. So yeah, that is my temperature stitch that I have been working on. And like I said, I only have a few more February days and then it'll be time to work on March. Try to keep up with this like every week. And this was one of the reasons why I didn't get a ton done on full coverage because I was trying to like catch up on this and catch up on the switch remotes and kind of get some little things out of the way so that I can get some more done on my full coverage stuff. All right, so that's all my whips. And last FlossTube, I was bragging about the fact that I didn't buy anything and I kind of made up for it this time. So I bought my new pattern from Modern Folk Embroidery, the biscuit mill. And then I also went to Michael's because I needed like one color. And obviously I couldn't just like walk straight back and get my one color and leave. I had to meander through some other places. So I ended up buying a few things at Michael's. I bought this cute little bag. It's got gold on the bottom and a cute little tassel. And it's like a makeup bag. I don't know what I'm gonna stitch on it yet. I'll have to see what I decide. But I do have some like 14 count waist canvas that I can use for it that I've always wanted to stitch on something. If you were here at the beginning and you know of the bag saga, if not, you can go back and watch the bag saga. But I gave up on the bag. So I was like, well, maybe I'll do something a little smaller. So I don't know what I'm going to stitch on this yet, but I'm excited. It's a cute little pouch. I really want to make sure I don't mess it up though, because it was like $5. Well, I had it 20% off, but still, it was not cheap. And in the same area, there were some tote bags. And so I bought this really cute teal tote bag. And again, I don't know what I'm going to stitch on this, but I am I'm gonna stitch something on it. It's not quite big enough for my, the Behold My Stuff, which is what I originally wanted to stitch on a bag in the first place. So I don't know what I'll be stitching on here, but I'll find something. I also went on Amazon because I'm running out of Q-snaps and hoops and things for all of my projects, and I get really cranky when I have to take them out and put them back in and take them out and put them back in. So I bought another hoop. This is a Morgan product, 10-inch hoop, and I really like their hoops. They have like a groove on the inside, which I'm not gonna be able to really see because but there's like a really strong looking groove in there. And then like the opposite side has the groove inside right here. So yeah, that's, I have their smaller ones, but this is their 10-inch one, and it is like beefy. I'm like, oh gosh, what am I doing here? This is like a hefty, it's like super fat, and like the bolt on it is huge. So yeah, it'll be fun though, you know, put something hefty in there. So I asked you guys in the last FlossTube what you thought about fabric for my pattern that I have designed, and you guys, a lot of you said blue. I think I only had 1 or 2 people say pink was a good choice. But while I appreciate your input, I decided that I didn't want to do the iridescent fabric. You know, just like taking it out of the box and putting it back in the box, there was like glitter everywhere, and I have a glitter ban at my house. I don't like glitter. I don't let my daughter do like glitter with crafts. I don't let like people buy wrapping paper with glitter and stuff. I hate it. I hate it so much. It just gets everywhere. It never goes away. I bought this paper one year for Christmas. I'm not sure if I bought it or if my husband bought it, but it was white paper and it had these red like sprinkle sequin kind of things on it, and they were not glued on very well. And the sequins said ho, like H-O, so it was supposed to be like ho, 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 right? And I used it a lot, and I still find some of these sequins around my house. Like, I always laugh because I'm like, I keep finding hose everywhere. But I will get out the wrapping paper and I will find hose in there, and they'll fall out and I will find them months later. So glitter is not my favorite thing, and really didn't like how the iridescent like flaked everywhere. So I decided to go in a completely different direction, and I ended up getting a printed Aida. So I went to Michael's and I got this like orangey printed, let's see if I can get my face out of there, this orangey printed fabric for it. And I think it'll be really nice because it's kind of like sunset vibes. So I thought that orange would be a fun color for it. Again, thanks for your input, but I decided to not do anything that you said. This is gonna be the longest FlossTube I've ever done. Sorry. Thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. If you only wanted to be here for the stitchy updates, we are done with all the stitchy stuff. So if you need to get out of here, please leave a like before you go. Really appreciate it. It helps us grow this channel and get out into the world in front of some other people who might enjoy it. All right, so let's get into some chill things. The thing that has occupied most of my energy and time in the last few weeks is the Murdaugh murders, Alex Murdaugh. And I watched the Netflix documentary right before I left for Florida. I like binged it. I think it's like 4 episodes. And I was like, this is crazy. And then my dad was like, oh yeah, his trial starts this week or something, which it had already started by the time that we had discussed it. So I got onto YouTube and I was watching some of the testimonies and evidence that they were presenting and everything, and it was just crazy. If you want to go down a fun true crime rabbit hole, it's not fun. It's actually like really sad. Like it's sad, but how somebody can put themselves and their reputation in front of their own family. Like, that's just wrong. But it is very interesting, and the evidence that they present in the case is like crazy. If you're gonna do something crazy, don't have your phone on you, that's for sure. And spoiler alert, yesterday he was found guilty, and today he was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences in prison. So I think the jury did a really good job, because it was very obvious that he did it. I'm still watching the BBC version of Ghosts on HBO. Super cute, super funny. I really like watching that one. I think I'm almost done with season 2. And then there's season 3, and then there's no more. So I'll cry a little bit, I guess. I don't know, but really been enjoying it. Still super funny. I've been trying to find a place to watch the American version of Ghosts, but haven't really found anything. I also started a show called Inside Man on Netflix. I don't know if I'll finish it. It's a little crazy. But David Tennant is in it, and Stanley Tucci's in it. And it's very interesting what is going on. So I might keep going forward with it. Just depends on time, and there's a lot of new shows coming out. Well, not new shows, new seasons of old shows are coming out that I'm excited about. So it might like kind of fall by the wayside, just because it was something I put on when I was like, there's nothing else to watch, you know? Eventually you get tired of scrolling, and you're like, okay, I just have to make a decision. It doesn't matter what it is. Close my eyes, push the button, and that's what I'm watching. And I feel like that's how Inside Man ended up on my TV. I also started a new show on Hulu called Not Dead Yet. It is about a woman who writes obituaries in a newspaper, and the ghosts haunt her until she finishes the obituary, and she like learns a lesson from each ghost. It's like a cheesy little like comedy, and but it has like, it's really like heartfelt moments, and it's super cute, and it's funny. So it's one of those fluff TV shows that I like to watch. So if you are in the market for something light and cute and heartwarming, you can check out Not Dead Yet on Hulu. Like I mentioned before, there are some new seasons of shows coming out that I am really excited about. I think they all come out March 15th, or in and around there. The first one is Shadow and Bone on Netflix. I actually read these books and didn't realize that I had read the books until we started watching it. And I was like, oh, I know this. I read these. But it actually is a mix between the 2 books of Shadow and Bone series, which is the Grisha series, and 6 of Crows, which is another series by the same author. And it's kind of like those stories mashed together. Really good if you like fantasy, epic fantasy, and magic, and all sorts of cool stuff. Good versus evil. It's a good one. I definitely recommend that one if you want to catch up before the series starts again. You can go watch. I think it's only 1 season so far. I think this is season 2 that's coming out, but you can go watch it. Really cool, really exciting. I'm pumped. I'm looking forward to it. There's also a new Mel Brooks movie coming out on Hulu, and it's The History of the World Part 2. I remember watching The History of the World Part 1 like back in like middle school or high school or something, and being like, well, it's weird that it's a part 1 and it only goes to like the Spanish Inquisition. And like, oh, that was less than graceful. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to watch it, because I always thought it was weird there was no part 2 and everything. So and lots of great actors are going to be in it, so I'm looking forward to that. I think that comes out on the 6th, so just in a couple days. I'm looking forward to watching that. And then finally, Ted Lasso season 3, which is the last season, is coming out on Apple TV Plus, and I'm really looking forward to watching that. But yeah, that is all the things that I'm watching. If you have stuck with me through this whole thing, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more Stitchy updates, hit the subscribe button. All those things not only help you see my content, but it also helps other people see my content and get this out to people who might enjoy it. So I hope you have a great couple of weeks, very productive stitching for all of you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.